Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Modeling Division of Fractions. This one is titled, But What About? And it's created by me, Ms. Rickfelder. Let's go ahead and get started. What we're looking at here is division of fractions using models still, but we're looking at when the answer isn't a whole number, because it's not always going to work out nice and easy like it did in the last video. So let's go ahead and start with doing 3/4 divided by 1/2. Nice easy numbers, but the answer will not be a whole number. All right, so as you can see, I wrote for step 1 that you're going to draw the whole unit bar, which I've already done here, and then you're going to split it into the number of pieces of the denominator of the start with fraction. So I called it the start with fraction because it's the one that we start with, and if you're working on a word problem, that's the fraction that you found that has, have, had, is, or started with. And those were some of the key words that I told you to look for. So we're looking at this 4 right here, and that's why we're going to separate this bar into fourths. All right, so this looks like a pretty good bar diagram with fourths, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, immediately with this problem, we can go ahead and cross out that fourth little slot right there because we are only really working with the 3/4. So that reminds us that that last fourth isn't part of this problem. Then that 1/2, we're going to want to find a common denominator, so that should be pretty easy. 4 is a common denominator for both. Okay, so the step I've written here says change divided by fraction, that's your second one, to an equivalent fraction with a common denominator. So as I said, we can change this 1/2, and we're going to go ahead and put a 4 there. And then to get from 2 to 4, you need to multiply by 2. So you're going to do on top what you did on the bottom. So 1 times 2 gives you 2. So now you have an equivalent fraction of 2/4. The reason you can change this number is because you multiplied the same number on the top and the bottom. So the fraction hasn't changed at all. This is just a different form of the same number. I've written the last step here for step 3, and it says circle groups the size of the numerator for the divided by fraction. So our new numerator over here, because we had to make equivalent fractions that have the same denominator, our new numerator is 2. So now let's look up at the model and let's see how many groups of 2 we can circle. So the first thing we're going to do is circle this first group of 2. So that gives us one whole number. But then you have this half here, and you need to remember that you only have 1/2 of a group of 2. So that is genuinely 1/2. It's no longer 1/4 because it's 1/2 of the group of the 2. And just to be sure, you want to check your modeling division by doing the multiplication algorithm for it. So you're going to take 3/4 and multiply by 2 over 1. You want to cross simplify the 2 and the 4 by dividing out the 2. And you are left with 3 over 2, which then simplifies to 1 and 1/2. So that justifies your answer up here that you got from your model.